Yo, most powerful ability in the game acquired. The run is going to get quite a bit more crazy very soon.
Absolutely massive, Toadette. Grips just took a few deaths getting sent back to that safety state.
I heard you guys like lore, right? Well, we have go fast left, we have go fast up with enemy, we have go fast down, and now we have go fast up without enemy. Charge jump acquired.
Hello, friends and folks, and welcome to the Oriole Skills Tournament 2022, where we will be featuring two excellent runners here in the final qualifier of this first week of the tournament. We're going to be featuring off Noxitu, who has a low 32, I believe, for their PB, versus Poogle, who has a bit of a higher PB around 37, 38. I don't quite remember exactly. That being said, I am Covert Muffin, and I will be casting this with my good old friend, Henry. Henry, how are you doing today?
Good afternoon, Muffin. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone is having a good Sunday today. I'm really excited about this race. Let's gonna see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see indeed. I mean, Poogle is going to be running hybrid using both keyboard and mouse as well as controller, where Noxitu is going to be using strictly keyboard and mouse while they're working through this run. And, I mean, Poogle, right? Like, Poogle is just so nominative for having a very creative route. Isn't that right, Henry?
Yeah, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, so Poogle is going to be doing a bit of a fun route. They altered their route a little bit. They're going to be picking up a 5th health cell before they head to the left side, which is for a little bit of safety, as well as going for the what's 20 seconds route, which is a great route where we end up getting Light Grenade before heading to Missy Woods for that climb skill. So we're going to see a number of additional grenade jumps coming out of Poogle today.
Yeah, this is going to be a totally interesting routing for Poogle.
Yeah, for sure. We also see Noxitu having run Celeste, which is another very, very difficult movement-based platforming speed game. But that being said, here we go. We are going to get our race underway. This is going to be a qualifier, so it is a group of runners, 8 people in total who are going to be racing here today. But for this case, in this sequence, we are going to be featuring Noxitu and Poogle as they get underway, starting off, moving to the left in order to collect sign. Oh, the color change, I love it. So there's a color change code you can do, and if there's no reason to do inputs to be able to go faster through the run, then you can actually just end up switching our colors. So we have a nice sort of faded orangish pink for Noxitu and a nice dark blue for Poogle as we get that first energy cell, and we are going to be facing off against this Rhino without sign, but that's okay. It's going to bonk its nose into the wall, and we are going to progress towards our first skill location.
I'm pretty sad because we are not going to see a white rat today.
Not today indeed. So sign's interesting because, like, I mean, in the second Ori game, right, Henry, is like we have a sword, we have a hammer, we have a spear, but here we just have sign, which is going to be an auto-attacking mechanic as they get underway with the Frankie fight. Nicely done from Noxitu on the left to be able to plink them down quickly, and they are going to be the first to advance as they are heading back to the right to make it towards our first skill tree. Yeah, so some things to be thinking about coming up that we can talk about are we are going to be collecting a specific amount of experience while managing our health. And there are certain pickups that we try to want to skip over, which is like an energy crystal and a health. And then we are going to be taking a level up, which has some interesting properties, not just refilling our health and energy to full. But here we go, nice health management from Noxitu on the left. They are going to be trying to go down to 1 health because they are going to be going into a trick known as Ghost Door. So they are at 2 health currently. They're going to try and take 1 damage from the slime here and then run through it using the invulnerability frames. And then dropping a save down after putting in the 2 keystones is going to allow us to get through this door before the opening animation starts. So funny enough, when the animation does start, it actually has the door closed and opening, but while it's in that static phase, it's going to allow us. But interesting routing divergence here. We're going to see Noxitu picking up at the safe 4th health cell, while Poogle is going to be skipping it, and oh no! Poogle taking a death, going back to the save.
Yeah, it's interesting that Poogle is not taking the 4HC there in the Frankie.
Yeah, right.
I know she said, she says she wanted to play safe for the race, and I thought she was about taking that 4 health cell.
Yeah, this is just so nominative of Poogle, just doing what feels great in the route. But now we're going to see Noxitu on the left going to be heading down, going to choose to level up on the way down. Maybe their experience was a little off, or they just didn't want to go for a very difficult platforming trick. Very nicely done, getting that level up, causing that giant explosion, refilling health and energy, and getting us an ability cell as Poogle on the right, also leveling up on the way down. Yeah.
Nice.
But here's wall jump. Do you want to tell us a bit about wall jump, Henry?
Alright, yeah, wall jump is one of the first skills that we are needing to in order to feed the game. And yeah, this is what wall jump does. We are able to jump into walls, and we are able to progress more in the game.
Yeah, it's really funny. Like we have a really amazing randomizer mod for this game as well, and you could just like not end up finding wall jump, and so like literally touching walls and being able to jump off of them is like such a basic thing, but we get it very early in this run, and so we are going to be seeing some really nice jump mechanics from both of our runners to try and get up these walls using wall runs, and then also just trying to jump up at a specific cadence in order to be able to build the most vertical speed possible. And that is going to get augmented in such an epic way once we get down to double jump tree. But for now, we are going to be heading into Blackroot Burrows.
Yeah, what's coming? It's a map of all of those scrollers, which we can manage to the cycles, but we are not doing that. It's really hard. We are here for dash, which is going to speed too much the run, and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So coming into here, we're seeing Noxitu moving around with the ability menu. This is just simply to save the game after we cross a cutscene trigger. So boom, there we go. Leveling up the ability saves the game for us, and quitting out the menu and reloading allows us to either skip or enter most of the cutscenes in the game, actually. So this is going to be a form of tech that we're going to be seeing all over the place. So if you see them moving around with the ability menu, just simply to save the game after we cross a cutscene trigger. But Noxitu, being the first to enter Blackroot, is going to be working their way down, dropping a safety save, nicely done, and is going to be heading over and picking up this orb. And this orb is sort of the key ingredient to Blackroot Burrows.
Yeah, in the vanilla game wants to take this orb around the top of this room with among the platforms, but we are not doing that. We are just taking the orb and releasing and going back, and the orb will be with us.
Yeah, for sure. And so Poogle taking just a small death, but has a beautiful safety save, so they're going to be able to work back through this section again. Meanwhile, on the left, Noxitu is coming up into the haircut corridor, where these lasers are just instant death if you travel in them, but not getting quite the platform cycle that they were hoping to, is going to have to wait for the platform to rise back up before they can head up and continue on. And each platform cycle is like kind of a meme in the Ori community. It takes about 8 seconds for each of these, but it's not necessarily true for some of them. But there we go. Nice experience amount. This is going to be a key ingredient a little bit later on, as we are going to head to the right side of the map with this nice sequence break. But Noxitu making an excellent job working through this very spooky dark area.
Yeah, Noxitu doing a really good job with the magnet and tracking his experience, which is really hard doing that with magnet, because every slime gives you 12 experience and you're always near to level up, and it's pretty annoying if you level up before the Frankie walk.
Yeah, indeed. And so, great job from Noxitu. Poogle has a bit more to go. I believe they're going to need to kill 2 more slimes in order to be able to... Yep, they're 27 experience away from the level up. Noxitu, meanwhile, on the left, I want to pay really close attention to this. That save looked a little too far to the right, so we're going to see how they are going to adjust as they come into this cutscene stack here. But basically, just stacking 2 cutscenes after we rekindle and reload is going to allow us to move around while the cutscene's happening, and then we're going to activate the tree and do some blind movement. Oh no, it looked good. It looks good. So there, we get control of Ori, and they're going to be dashing 5 times to the left before jumping over the giant hole. And no, Noxitu fell down.
No.
So they're going to have to reload and attempt this stack again.
Okay, I guess this looks good.
Yeah, looking good. All right, Noxitu gets
Nice.
across second try, and they are coming into the next trick, which is Frankie Walk. Frankie Walk is going to be utilizing a specific enemy that we have nicknamed the Frankie, which drops 19 experience in order to get a timed level up. And as we mentioned earlier, a timed level up ends up fully refilling health and energy, as well as causing a giant explosion and getting us an ability cell. But specifically, we're going to be utilizing this to refill energy. Over here is going to be a 4 energy door, but because we only have a max energy of 4, we have to get a little creative in order to be able to open it up. So putting 2 energy in the door, then collecting the experience from the Frankie, and getting that timed level up will refill our energy back to 2, allowing us to put 2 more in and open the door. And here we go. On the left, Noxitu, nicely done with the timed level up. No 10% energy crystal drop, but Poogle on the right is going to be having to do this without Magnet Henry. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is gonna be more hard than Noxitu with the magnet. So let's pray for Poogle to get the Frankie Walk.
Yeah, doing a great job so far. They're leading the Frankie over. They are 3 shots away. Yeah, 2 shots away now from taking down that Frankie. Poogle just opening up and checking and making sure one last time that our experience is good for bringing over the Frankie. Going to let it jump one more time so it gets close.
Oh,
Come on. Oh, no, the experience.
No.
Oh, that's brutal. Okay, so Poogle is going to have to reset up and take the Frankie again. That is totally okay. Poogle let us know that she was feeling a little bit nervous coming into this run. So Poogle just has to reset up and go for the trick again. But this is why, like, not having Magnet can be very, very spooky for Frankie Walk. But with Poogle's expertise, I'm sure she's going to be able to get it this next try.
Meanwhile, in the left, Noxitu taking double jump tree and doing a blind movement to get out of there. It saves a couple of seconds, and yeah, he's in his way to the water rain and bash and to the Enterpinsu split.
Wow. Yeah, nicely done.
Nicely blind movement, yeah.
Yeah, that was very impressive. So Noxitu is going to be making quick work over here on the left. They're going to be picking up this energy cell and then going for a very difficult sequence break. There's going to be a tiny little lip that we're going to try and jump into. Okay, here we go, Noxitu. Taking a bit of a higher method, going on the top of the plank. Gets it. No, it does not quite get high enough. Maybe just dropping that jump input a little too early. There we go. Second try from Noxitu. Nicely done. That skip is a lot tighter than it looks. Skipping the entire left side of Grotto. But oh no, Henry. Noxitu is going to have to do this.
Skip.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're having the Sigma Rocks, but light version.
Yeah, so there what we're trying to do is get another cutscene skip in order to stop these rocks from falling down. But Noxitu, going for the blue right side method. This is very difficult to do this jump. But we're going to see if they keep going with it. Yeah, okay, gets up there. And then taking
Nicely
the
done.
extra time, yeah, to make sure that they get the save down for the cutscene skip here. Okay, so Poogle is going to be attempting Frankie Walk again. Just barely missed the second attempt, so now
Yeah, she was
coming
really
in.
close last time.
Yeah,
She missed a big experience, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna get it this time.
yeah, this is one of the reasons why I really admire Poogle as a speedrunner, is that she's just ready to stick with it. And gets the energy drop. This is so good for Poogle. So now Poogle is guaranteed not to have to do that trick again. And Poogle is going to be making their way in, utilizing that Quiff Flame, right? That extra attack to be able to destroy those spores. a lot quicker than we saw from Noxitu, so nicely done. Poogle mentioned that she just really likes having Quick Flame in this area, especially when they are just on that 3 HP at the start. Okay, Noxitu on the left, doing some double jump movement here, going for this ability cell. Wow, just Noxitu nailing these really tight double jump sections, getting them like first or second try every single time. Very impressive to see as they are progressing through. Dashing underneath that spiky spinner is going to be coming in, and then crouching and dashing through that block allows us to get into the waypoint, while skipping, having to push the block all the way in and then pull it all the way out in order to head up to Ginso Tree, right? Going to be one of the most vertical dungeons that we are going to see in the run today. Okay, Poogle on the right is going to be making their way down to Double Jump Tree. We're going to see if Poogle does end up going for the blind movement here. And yep, dropping the save, leveling up the Rekindle heal, is now going to be doing their own attempts at it.
Interesting that Poogle is going for the blind movement as well. That's really nice from her.
Yeah, awesome. And wow, nicely done.
Nice. Great
job. Yeah, it's tough, right, to get onto that right side wall, because if you dash too far to the left, it's like jumping over there can be a major pain. Okay, Noxitu on the left is going to be working through Ginso. They are going to be going for the upper route, dropping some nice safety saves. I love this play, especially in a tournament, right? A tournament is a no reset run, so you only get one shot in a tournament. So just placing the safety saves, and yeah, they take 2 HP, and oh yeah, they take a death to the spikes. But look at this, the safety save is right there. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it's interesting how to see our runners taking safety saves and more health cells than they are used to in runs, because no resets, as you said, it's kind of tough.
Yeah, Ori's one of those really difficult speed games, as we see another color change from Noxitu, where it's just so easy to lose minutes just to taking one single death or missing a trick in one single way, right? So Noxitu doing just a great job just having that information compartmentalized of how and when they can take that extra safety without losing any time. But meanwhile, Poogle doing an excellent job these double jump tricks, gets past the grotto skip and remaining sections with very little difficulty, showing off her expertise with this game. Very awesome to see. All right, so Noxitu, now that they have destroyed the mini-boss on the left, they are going to be heading up to Bash Tree. And Bash is one of those just nominative skills of Ori and the Blind Forest, right, Henry?
Right, it's one of my favorite skills of the game.
Yeah, it's amazing. So Bash is going to be sort of the thing that set Ori apart as a 2D Metroidvania platformer, where we are now going to be able to like pretty much grab onto enemies' projectiles, as well as some lanterns around the map that allow us to basically throw Ori in a single direction while shoving the thing that we bashed off of in the opposite direction. So we're going to be utilizing this for a lot of tech, but also for a lot of sequence breaks that we will see throughout the run. Okay, yeah, so now as Poogle is heading into Ginso Tree, we are going to be seeing Noxitu head up to Kidu.
We can see some Noxitu doing some redirects with the Bash to speed the puzzle down there.
Yeah, for sure. Nicely done being able to bash that projectile into the enemy to set up a higher save, saving a number of seconds in this Kidu. But here we go, key duplication, going to take an intentional death here. And yes, they got 3 keys into the door, and they stayed close enough to that door that they are going to be able to store those keystones in their inventory through the death, and then respawning those back on the map from taking the death is going to allow us to add those and stack them in our inventory. Oh no, Noxitu taking a death is going to have to come back, but they did get the rekindle Henry so that they were able to hold on to those 3.
Yeah. That's why you usually want to take a rekindle save there to keep those 3 keys, and you don't have to worry about if you die.
Right, for sure. So Noxitu is going to be taking down this elemental boss, and then instead of heading up for that Ginso escape to listen to that beautiful music. Instead, we are going to be heading to Swamp, but oh no, it takes a death at the very end, so they are going to have to go.
It's not that bad. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's another like 5 shots they have to bash. Oh no. Or 4? I can count. I don't know.
It's done.
All right, so instead of heading up to Ginso Escape, we are going to be heading back to Grotto Teleporter. And this was a sequence break that was actually found by speedrunners of the randomizer and implemented by Sigma Sign and timed out to see if it was faster than doing Ginso Escape in order to get to our next skill location, which is going to be the Stomp Tree.
Yeah, we are going to use this bash that we just acquired in Ginso Tree. And we are managing a Ringo, this frog that is upcoming next, and we are using their shots to break a couple of platforms that are in our way to Stomp Tree.
Yeah, exactly. And so now Poogle on the right is going to be heading through. Their health is a little bit off because they weren't able to get the health trap. We'll see if she grabs it. No, instead she's just going to go past it and maybe go for a bit of a different door open here. Yeah, they take a nice damage boost there to drop their health down to 1, because when we drop the save, it's going to heal us, and then we take a death to these spikes in order to get a very fast ghost door. Nicely done from Poogle, managing their health with expertise. But on the left, Noxitu, so much action going on, is going for Swamp Entry and bash the frog a little bit early, so we have this faded black screen. But after our next quit to menu, that will end up getting changed back to normal. Going for a more difficult variant of Swamp Entry, gets it first try.
Nice.
Well done.
This is one of the hardest tricks to learn when you are learning all skills. I would say that it's at the same level of Thorough Bash. It's really hard to get.
Yeah, for
this
sure.
Frog
yes.
can be pretty troll sometimes.
Yeah, and if he like touches any drop of water, right? A frog touching water, who would have thunk that that would be a one-hit KO on a frog? All right, Poogle on the right is going to be heading into Keydupe. They need to take an intentional death here. And whoa, look at this setup. That is so
nice.
Cool. Taking a dash from the door to just measure her distance perfectly. Yeah, that's a really precise spot you have to fall into on the spikes. If you go even a little bit further to the left, she would have failed Keydupe and not gotten the keys back after the death. But that is so cool. This is exactly why I love watching Poogle speedrun. She's just so nominative in this way for coming up with unique setups.
Nicely done.
Yeah, Noxitu on the left is going to be bashing over the frog. Nice, bashes the frog up into the air and takes a left bash, saving just a little bit of time there to be able to grab that ability cell. And these ability cells are going to be important because they, as you've seen, we've been able to do some save anywhere tricks, but hold the phone. Noxitu on the left, going for Kuro cutscene skip, gets it first try. There isn't a cutscene there. I don't believe it. I don't believe there's a cutscene there. All right, 5th health cell as well, Henry.
Interesting that they are taking energy, health cells to save because of safety. Yeah.
It's going to be really useful, especially for Sorrow Bash, as we've been sort of alluding to as a scary trick, because the spikes leading into Sorrow Bash deal 4 damage a pop. So having that 5 health is just a nice safety net, just in case you're just a little bit off in your positioning, as we are going to be sequence breaking that Forlorn Ruins dungeon itself to get into Sorrow a little bit earlier. But Poogle on the left, going for Swamp Entry.
Oh no, she killed the frog. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, great safety save there. So measuring their distances, they're going to be baiting a frog shot so the frog does not run away from proximity. And that allows them to be able to have some additional time to run up to the frog. Taking a damage boost there is going to use the frog shot to break the floor, and nice, gets it over. But it's not over yet. We need to get into very specific height for the second frog shot. In order to get it high enough, gets it first try. Well done, Poogle. Okay, Noxitu on the left is now going to be heading over to Valley and heading up towards a trick known as Fast Stompless. So here, just bashing a bird over, going to be stomping the egg to open up Valley entrance itself. But Fast Stompless is going to be actually getting that glide skill tree a little bit of a different way. So instead of bashing over the lanterns in order to stomp on the rocks ourselves manually, we're going to be taking a spider shot by bashing it at a really precise angle. Then moving away from the spider shot, we are going to be able to despawn part of the terrain as the spider shot travels through space, and it is going to connect with the rocks, allowing us to be able to break those rocks and collect an ability cell while we're waiting for the spider shot to travel. Okay, so here we go. Noxitu coming up here to the left is going to be setting up for Fast Stompless. The shot is a little high, but nicely done. That angle looked pretty good to me. So now they just have to try and bait a spider shot here to get up. And are they going to get it? Yes, they get the ability cell and Fast Stompless first try. Well played from Noxitu.
Meanwhile, in the right, Poogle leveling up with the swamp experience that was under the water. She is going for early C dash, and we're going to see it soon.
I love this routing choice from Poogle, and especially for a tournament setting, right? So that ability cell that we saw Noxitu grab during Fast Stompless, it's very easy to miss that ability cell. And so if we end up doing early charge dash, and we get something known as Sad Cellus, which is just getting Fast Stompless but missing that ability cell, there's a backup ability cell that you can get that's incredibly fast, but it's only accessible by utilizing early charge dash. But Poogle has mentioned that they don't really like going for Fast Stompless, so we might not even see that, but I still love the early charge dash decision from Poogle itself. But nicely done. Noxitu, meanwhile, as I was just sort of talking about Poogle, went and was able to get their Sorrow Bash first try. And because we haven't done Forlorn Escape, there's no wind in Valley proper leading up to Sorrow. But,
that was really close.
Yeah.
Noxitu even takes a death in the Sorrow Bash, but he was safe because he has 5 health cells. That's what it's really fine to have 5 HP here. You can afford taking a damage from the spikes.
Yeah, exactly. So nicely done from Noxitu. Makes it towards Charge Jump Tree, but we have one more trek through the Tasty Sunship corridor as we are heading over into Terra Break, which is going to be allowing us to get up through Sunstone without having to utilize Climb Charge Jump, as you're expected to do in the casual playthrough. Noxitu, taking a bit of death, is going to be heading back to the tree, but no problem. It's just a short trek to get back to the save point to be able to start another save anywhere. But Poogle, meanwhile, on the right, is now going to be coming out of Charge Flame Tree and moving once again with this ability menu open is going to allow us to save the game, as we see Poogle doing by leveling up in abilities, and then that is going to allow us to skip this very long 1 minute plus cutscene.
Yeah, she's going to have C dash with the next ability cell. There we go.
Awesome. So Charge Dash, as we've been alluding to, is an upgraded version of Dash. It allows us to home onto enemies that are nearby, as well as causing Ori to become invulnerable and dealing damage as well. The damage dealing isn't necessarily the important thing, but spending the energy to be able to dash as much as we want is very, very nice. And so we're going to be seeing charge dashes especially utilized as tech, especially for Noxitu, who is going to be the first to enter into Misty Woods, which is a very, very technical and difficult late game area.
Yeah, we are going to see a bunch of C dashes and pretty much a really fast Misty Woods. We can see Noxitu going nyom in Misty Woods.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. And so Noxitu...
That's how it works, pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Nice C dashes there. Very, very nicely done. Charge dashes cost an energy, but if we're able to cancel out that charge dash animation before it ends by either utilizing Stomp or Bash or taking damage from specific sources, allows us to be able to get that energy refunded. So quintessentially, as long as we have a single energy and like enemies and or bashable objects around, we can just like non-stop charge dash all over the place without expending that energy. But Poogle, nicely done, is going to be making it over to the glide tree, and they are going to be going for their attempts at Sarobash, as we see Noxitu heading into the second half of Missy, putting on quite a showcase of their skill and prowess. Okay, here we go. On the right, Poogle coming over to this energy crystal, going to be saving the game first, and then rekindling it after grabbing the energy to resave the game. Then coming over here, doing the two bird method, very, very nice, is going to be getting hit by the bird, but now just moving it over. Oh no, the bird was bashed slightly too far to the right, and so that is going to cause Poogle to have to reset up for another attempt.
That was really close.
Yeah, that was so close. All right, here we go. Oh no, just slightly too low. This is one of the reasons why having early 5 HP is nice, is for that exact case. But Poogle, no stranger to this game, is going to be going in for a third attempt. Brings the bird up, getting the charge dash off, and yeah, very, very nicely done. Getting that third try is very impressive, especially in a no reset setting. Okay, Noxitu is going to be deleting a, well, there used to be a mini-boss there. I think they might have patched it out before heading out. Was there a mini-boss? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. Taking an intentional level up there, managing their experience beautifully in this late game section, which is going to allow them to be able to skip a very long cutscene later on, because every single time we level up, we get an ability cell. So using that ability cell, we will see them as they head to Light Grenade Tree. But Poogle taking a death, but wow, beautiful safety save. I just really love this on-the-fly decision-making from Poogle to just set up these additional little checkpoints of safety to minimize the amount of time it takes to backtrack if they take a death like that.
Yeah, it's really nice to see how our runners are managing the safety with the health cells and the safety saves to avoid losing too much time.
Yeah, for sure, because, I mean, I don't know about you, Henry, but I always get so incredibly nervous for these things, and so my hands shaking, especially with a game as difficult as Ori, it's definitely good to have that extra padding and safety to just bring down your average time that you get from finishing runs. But grabbing some additional energy, nice backup strat for Noxitu, just accidentally running out of some energy, maybe just had a charge dash that didn't end up getting canceled out. Dropping the save here is going to allow them to level up an ability after crossing the cutscene trigger to skip probably one of the longest cutscenes in the game. It's about like a minute and a half, somewhere around there.
Yeah, we don't want to watch cutscenes. We want to go fast.
Yeah.
And Noxitu got Ultra Magnet, so he's gonna take every energy in his way. It's gonna be really nice to see that.
All right, and they are also going for a glitch nose grenade jump. Nicely done, gets it second try. That is a 1-frame trick, 1/60th of a second, by doing a climb charge jump and throwing a grenade the frame before it. So very nicely done getting that second try. They are incredibly, incredibly precise, and I cannot wait to watch Poogle after they end up getting out of Sorrow, because, oh boy, I'm sure going to see some additional grenade jumps from her. Okay, now that Noxitu has gotten every single skill in the game itself, they are now going to be able to go to Mount Horu for the final escape. So the final escape is one of those things that's like a real testament to the speedrunners. It combines all of the skills we have collected throughout the game and really just showcases off how impressive both of these runners that we are able to showcase off here today. So Noxitu coming to Horu Fields, setting up for the new grenade jump, doesn't quite getting the timing press, just off by a single frame there with the timing press, but going for it again, because of course there's only one way, gets the glide,
my God,
double jump, the Patera jump, and makes it over to the door. Way to go, Noxitu. I am so proud, my friend.
That was really nice. Meanwhile, Poogle going to Grenade Tree. Interesting.
Oh,
she's gonna have grenade jumps earlier than Noxitu, so it's gonna be an interesting Misty Good exit.
Yeah. So coming over here to Grenade Tree first allows us, after we get Climb, to be able to do grenade jumps throughout the second half of Misty. And this route is named What's 20 Seconds because you have to do 2 additional teleports out. Is it 2? It might just be 1. I don't even remember myself, and I came up with a stupid route. But it's going to allow us for a lot of fun content. But here we go. Noxitu going to be making it in, going for warmth skip. Wow, nicely done. That is a very, very difficult trick. Going to be saving them a bit of time, but they have to do a bit of blind movement in the escape, and they cannot take a death. Very nicely done. They are able to get up and beat out the laser cycle with a grenade jump there in the lantern room. What is this? Noxitu going for the second one, getting it first try. The Noxitu absolutely popping off here, Henry.
This is awesome. I can't believe that.
Yeah,
let's final game is something really nice to watch.
That is so great. I didn't know Noxitu goes for these. And now they're setting up for the final one. Precise spot. Hits it first try. Saving just over 30 seconds in the final cutscene that they have to work through before Noxitu will be calling time.
GG for Noxitu.
Yeah, very well done. So as we see, Poogle going to be teleporting back to Valley after grabbing this health cell here to head over to Misty Woods. We have some results as some of the runners have already finished. Coming in first is Didu with a 29-11, which I do believe is going to be bringing down their average in the standings. So very, very nice from Didu closing out a run. Yes, it is. And Primarix finishing in second place with a 30-43. Absogami finishing in third with a 31-35. GG to those runners. And then White Paws followed by Noxitu as Poogle is now going through Misty Woods. Okay, so Misty Woods is a really nice area, especially with this kit, right? Using charge dashes. And I just love these rainbow dashes from Poogle. We have a setting to allow for that, which I believe is just through live split is where we toggle it. But it's just, it changes the dash sound and also gives a nice rainbow trail as Poogle is now getting very, very close to the climb skill tree, where we will see this game definitely degrade into the absolute grenade jump fest that I am excited to witness here. Okay, nicely done, slowly gliding through those spike corridors. Each of those spikes dealing 3 damage is going to be quite a lot. But the good news for Poogle is that she was able to grab a health cell from Blackroot Burrows before heading to this area. Nah, here it is, Poogle bringing around their mouse cursor in great excitement to show us off and coming over to the left, right? That's not forward progression.
Let's go.
But it sure is if you have grenade jumps, Henry.
Oh my god.
Beautiful.
This is amazing.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. Is going to be coming over by bashing the Frankie. Gets high enough. Going to be grabbing this energy for a little bit of additional safety. And then dropping down here. Nice stomp from Poogle. Is going to be heading through this laser corridor. So we're going to see if Poogle does the great jump here. It is actually quite precise and difficult. No, they're going to opt to not to. I don't fault her for that. That one's really, really tough. But wow, excellent, Henry. Just the consistency from Poogle setting up these safety saves just as she's working through these areas. Just very, very awesome to see. I absolutely love this pacing from Poogle.
Yeah. It's really nice to see that she's playing super safe and taking risks with those grenade jumps. Because those grenade jumps seems easy, but they are really hard to get. And Misty Woods is a really punishing zone that you don't want to take big deaths.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so coming over here, nice rocket jump. Woo, nice. Veers to the left in order to avoid some spikes. And then charge jumping up here is going to be progressing through. Nicely done getting through Meatball Corridor. And now charge dashing up to that slime. Coming up here, nice charge dash bash on that Frankie is going to be coming over to the right for, you guessed it, another grenade jump. I love this one. Oh, doesn't quite get the timing press, and no, Poogle takes a death,
no,
but hey.
But
yeah,
no worries, she got the safety save before.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, that's okay by me, Henry, right? We just get to see Poogle do more action as they are progressing through. Back in Misty, coming back to the same location they just were at. Okay, yeah, coming back over. So I believe bashing to the right there actually makes that grenade jump fail. So that's just one of those cases where it's a pretty niche location. But oh, the spider shot came in and actually dealt damage to the mini boss. That was pretty cool. But nicely done. takes down the mini boss, and they are going to be progressing through and out of Misty. And I am excited to see what Poogle has as they are progressing towards Mount Horu for their attempts at the final escape.
Yeah, she's going for the grenade jumps in the way out of Misty.
Yeah,
no, she does not.
Yeah, just barely missing the timing press. That one's another really, really precise angle
really,
for that one. Oh yeah, this one to the waypoint is great. Yeah, going for it again. I love this. Come on, Poogle. I believe.
Come on, yes.
Yes. Oh,
nicely done.
Man. Butter me up. Boy, yes, indeed. Very nicely done from Poogle. Dropping half an energy there, because if you miss it on a specific frame, it actually does throw a grenade, which costs half an energy. So important consideration for Poogle as they are progressing towards the end, just depending on whether or not they actually skip an energy crystal up here or not. Okay, so here we go. Breaking the energy crystal, refilling energy. Only gets one of them, so they are going to have 4.5 energy. So another important consideration as they come over and grab this health cell, that is going to bring them up to 5 HP, I believe, which is the bare minimum for humans to be able to go through, right? Like, Task can do 4 HP. I've done the 4 HP swim once by speedrunning randomizer, but it's definitely not RTA viable. But takes a shot as they are setting up for the grenade jump. Do they go for the new one? No, she's going for the top route. Yes, I love this from Poogle. No, it's going to opt out of it. That totally okay. So she was setting up for the top one, which has exactly 3 angles that can work for that grenade jump itself. And now is going to be setting up for a backup one. Beautiful, getting that one first try.
I love Poogle's routing with the grenade jumps earlier in Misty. It's like a totally different game. It's make me feel like I want to do that route, honestly.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So now Poogle is coming in for a trick known as Door Warp. Pressing up on the frame we get control of Ori is going to allow us to be able to wrong warp in this dungeon to the very end of it. Yeah, nicely done. That is a 1/60th of a second timing press. 1/60th of a second. So very impressive from Poogle. All right, here we go. The final escape, Henry. This is it for Poogle. So the goal here is to not take any damage, right? Because we skipped Ginso escape, right? The water's poisonous, so we need all of that health to be able to get through here. But everything that is red, yeah, that's like, it's lava. It's hot spikes, right? Hot things are hot. Spiky things are spiky, right? So Poogle is doing an excellent job of working through and making sure not to get hit by anything. Coming over to this lava plume, not quite the cycle that they want, but no problem. Cool as a cucumber in this volcanic atmosphere. Getting through there with a nice bash chain with dashes in order to get enough height and through the elemental room. But here we go. 5 HP. She can only take 4 damage or has to start the escape over again. Looking good. Yes, just gets through. And now all that's left for Poogle is the final grenade jump. Okay, bashes to the left, jumps off to make sure she doesn't have climb storage. Getting into a spot she likes and nails it first try.
Got it first try.
GG.
GG's.
Well done from Poogle. What an excellent performance. And man, I'm so glad we got to see somebody do what's 20 seconds. It's just such a fun route to see. And I mean, especially watching Poogle, who's nominated for doing things that just are awesome and epic and fit right into her own route, right? Magnetless Frankie Walk, right? Going for low HP start and just making it work as she progressed through the early and mid game. And man, just very, very nicely done.
Going for Naru hops at the end.
Okay, yeah, GG from Poogle, finishing with a time of 41:03. Very, very nicely done. And I mean, that's really impressive, Henry, right? From a time for her, like she had to do 3 attempts at Frankie Walk, right, in order to get through, and each one of those costs like just about a minute. And so just getting a 41 with that would have been a 39, right, with that first try Frankie Walk. So very impressive display of skill, especially in the late game areas. But that being said, we are joined by Poogle herself. Welcome on in, my friend. GG. Very impressive.
Thanks. Oh god, that run.
Yeah, so going off of this, Poogle, right? It's like you mentioned to us before the run started that you were feeling the nerves a bit, and so getting a third try Frankie walk right with Magnetless, how did you sort of like station yourself and like compose yourself again to head into the mid game portions?
So my main issue is when I'm nervous, my hand shakes, so obviously you can see how that's a problem.
Yeah.
As I was composing myself, I thought, you know what? Well, there's not much I can do about this, so just going for golds, I guess. God,
yeah, for sure.
Interesting one to look at.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, Poogle, I have a question for you. Do you usually go for these health cells, or did you take those specifically because it's a no reset race and you don't have to worry about it?
No, the health cell route I took in this run specifically is the health cell run I usually took. I have been taking the spider-like health cell in races, but I was already so far behind, I was like, screw it, I'll skip it.
Yeah, for sure. So speaking about routing, I mean, what even is 20 seconds, Poogle, right? What's 20 seconds?
The meme or the actual explanation?
I can go for both. Yeah.
Okay, so the what's 20 seconds route is because teleport animation is technically like around 10 seconds. So what's 20 seconds is what's the 20 seconds it takes to teleport from Valley to Glades and then from Blackroot back to Valley, so then you can grenade jump through the latter half of Misty. I like the route because I can't stomp cancel to save my life. So if I can get the grenade jumps, because I primarily play with the analog stick and not the D-pad.
Right.
Which is also why wall jump split was as spaghetti as it was, because dropping down through platforms is a problem.
Right.
But since I can't really stomp cancel very well, if I can get my grenade jumps reliably, the latter half of Misty is a lot faster than like, reserving energy, getting it back from the stomp cancels, and all of that with charge dashes.
Yeah, with my timings, like the second half of Misty is actually like 12, 15 seconds faster with grenade jumps than it is with what I do with my charge dash route. So it's like, it is significant, like if you hit the grenade jumps especially. So that's actually really cool that you are in that way thinking about your route.
Yeah, you did a really nice job with those grenade jumps for sure.
It was awesome. It was awesome. So coming into brackets, Poogle, you know, we're done with quals now, and so do you have any sort of thoughts about either a matchup or routings, or do you have a goal for brackets, or are you just in it to just chill with Ori friends and do some races?
I'm just here to have a good time and do some races and stuff. Hopefully, this race doesn't kill my average too bad, because this is the only over 40 race I have had, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like that is not going to affect your average because we take the top 3 best times out of the 5 quals.
Oh,
so yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Actually, no, I might have gotten a 40 in my first race. I don't remember.
It looks like I had your times up here. It looks like your first one was a 39:36.
Okay, so 39. Okay.
Yeah, so you have a sub 39 average. Very, very impressive. Nicely done.
Thanks.
Yeah. So that being said, Henry, do you have any other questions for Poogle before we let her go enjoy the rest of her day?
No, Muffin, I'm done.
Okay, Poogle. Well, thank you so much for showcasing yourself as a runner here today. GG's, well played.
Yeah, thank you all to the truck, to the comms, to the restreamer. Y'all are making this possible. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, heck yeah. And that being said, this is it. Quals are done. Throw your pens and papers in the air as we have now tabulated who are going to be the top contenders as they are heading into the bracket phase. Finishing in first place with their best 3 times out of 5 qualifiers run is going to be none other than Rin with a time of 27:44.9. That is ludicrous that they were able to close out 3+ runs that are like less than a minute away from world record. But in a close second place is going to be Ronnie with 28:31.21, followed by Didu in third at 2917.49. Primarix with a 2938 and Luster with a 2940. So very close contention for that third and fourth place pick. So well done for our runners. And we are excited to work into brackets now that we are done with quals. But that being said, that's going to do it here for us today with this cast. My screen name was Covert Muffin. I was joined by Henry. Henry, thank you so much for commentating with me.
Thank you so much for inviting me for commentary, Muffin. And thank you everyone for all the work you do for your community.
Yeah, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. And major thanks to Fupio, the master statistician himself, who was helping us with stats behind the scenes, and none other than Grease as well for helping us with the restream today. We are done with Ori content for today, but we will be updating the schedule and letting you folks know when we will be streaming those bracket matches, as we are now done with qualifiers. But for today, that's it for us. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great rest of your evening.